Welcome back to another experiment video here on Madden 24, and today we're going to be looking at what happens if a 0 overall team wins 17 games in the Super Bowl. Obviously, everyone is a 0 overall, or the lowest you can get. Obviously, everyone's a 12 overall. I did download this on Xbox, so I absolutely apologize to whoever made this. I feel like a sleaze. You know, I'm going to actually go find it, because, they made the overalls low, so if you want to use this roster for maybe like a 0 overall rebuild, or you want to do something like this yourself, or, I don't know, you can use it yourself. Hey! The practice squad's not, though. Ertz's 12 overall should be on the roster, but it is what it is, and we'll sim. And the person who made the roster's name is Darth Bear 101. Now I can sleep soundly tonight. 17-0. It is just funny to look at because obviously they are nowhere near good enough for that. I'm really curious to see what the stat line is going to be looking like. But first, we're going to want to take a look at the results. So you can see here, it's definitely reflectant. It's more of a they can't do anything and we barely win situation, which is pretty cool. You know, it's not just some random sim, you know, where it's like, oh, 30-24 and it doesn't matter what the ratings are. It actually reflects based on their overall. We went with the Dallas offense and defensive schemes. So, they usually do really well in sim. So that's what I decided to do. 2 touchdowns, 29 interceptions, 1,696 yards for Kyler Murray. And then looking at the rushing, apparently the quarterback ran. What is that? How is it even possible? What? Let's take a look at the attempts. Driscoll, the quarterback, ran 337 times. You can't put a quarterback at running back, can you? Bro, I actually don't know what just happened. Let's see how many sacks were allowed. 0? They just didn't play it. They didn't use their offensive line. Wait, I'm so confused what's happening with these numbers. 0 sacks, 1 interception. It was the pass rusher. And, like 1 game's worth of tackling? What about kicking? 0 kicks attempted, even though there was field goals. Bro, I don't know what has happened in this. We broke the game. We legitimately broke the game. We had a bunch of games where we won by just a field goal, yet no field goals were kicked. I want to take a look at the depth chart. How is Jeff Driscoll running the ball? There's no depth chart for him to be on. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. I'm not sure what just happened. There's really not much more to show with this, right? Like, we looked at the numbers. I guess let's take a look at how bad our offensive numbers are. So, half of the very lowest team for total yards. Passing is a little over half. And then rushing is a third. Touchdowns is like a freaking 6th, like maybe a little less. Rushing is like a 12th lower. Half the first downs. Defensively, how many yards? Still might be actually kind of low. Still the number 1 defense, though. Still the number 1 defense. But look, only 46 points allowed. Greatest defense of all time, baby. That's insane. So that is bizarre. I gotta say, that is bizarre. I'm probably gonna end up doing the highest overall next in this video. We'll see what like a 99 overall team losing every game looks like. And you can see here, 17-0 going against the Packers. I do want to schedule the win, but I want to go in and see what would actually happen, because I'm pretty sure when you go in, the sim doesn't apply. So we would actually be able to see how bad this team would get beat just by going in. Obviously, leaving before then. I am curious to see what happens, though. This is interesting. Still a 0 overall because I have all the XP on 0 and no auto upgrading. But let's go in and see what the Cardinals can get up to with a 0 overall team. This is probably going to be like 80-0 or something ridiculous. So let's see what happens here. I still don't understand that Jeff Driscoll and no offensive line and no kicking situation. As you can see, the score is now 28-0 after the first quarter is up. Oh my lord. This is actually going to get into the hundreds, isn't it? I mean, we can't move the ball at all, and that's the first time I've seen 100+ in this Madden. Look at that, 133-0. I want to try one pass, see how hard it is. Oh, my lord. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get out of the momentum. It'd be crazy to see one touchdown changing the momentum. Oh, my God. Oh, he instantly fumbled. Let him have it. I want to try again. They're so slow. I want to see a kickoff as well, because obviously everyone's going to be so slow, they're not even going to get to the freaking ball in time. Like, is he actually going to get under it? I wonder. Let's see the return. Who is it back there? I guess it doesn't matter. They're all 0 speed and everything. Is he going to get to the ball? He's barely get to the ball. He didn't even get to it. No shot. I was just trolling. I didn't know he actually wouldn't get to it. Can we even complete a single pass? McBride's on a drag, it seems. Catch that. Oh my God, there's literally no way. We tackle the guy. That might be the first tackle of the game. I want to try to get one completion. I'm just surprised that the kickoff even goes. Like, I would assume that, like, I would have thought that the kickoff would just get fumbled every time. Oh, he got it. 2 yards. He did it. That was his first completion of the game. Their defense is ranked 22 in the league. They're allowing negative 25 yards. The Cardinals have given them extra yards to put on their list. Let's go for a streak with Marquise Brown. That's not a streak. That might be a streak. I don't know. He's running. He's running. Boom. Okay, let's leave. Now, this is another interesting one. We're being in the Super Bowl. I would assume, have to get MVP because we're the winning team. So, I'm curious to see what happens here, too. Let's see it. All right, so the team wins the Super Bowl, the most electrifying Super Bowl ever, the 6-3 Super Bowl victory. The MVP of the Super Bowl goes to Keontae Ingram. I need to see these numbers. Keontae Ingram, he probably had like 3 yards. I don't think you should get, I mean, I guess, because it'd be kind of stupid if you didn't win it, but like, should you actually get the MVP if you weren't the best? Now, their team wasn't great either. Jeff Driscoll again. Where's Keontae? He didn't even run the ball. Where is he? He got MVP with 0 rushing. Oh, he did have 4 catches for 44 yards. I mean, I could literally try all day on all Madden. I wouldn't be able to pull that off. I just simply wouldn't. And of course, they could not throw a single yard because if they did, they would win the game. Oh, actually, they have a 15-yard pass from some sort of ghost throwing the ball, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I get it. I'm not going to cry. 67 attempts! You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, he's so stupid. It's so unrealistic. It's like, yeah, it is unrealistic because it's not realistic to have a 0 overall team. I'm actually a little more impressed that it does this instead of being like some random, like, oh, just give every receiver 600 yards, give the quarterback 2,000 yards and like 23 touchdowns or something, with like 40 interceptions. You know, I'm actually kind of more impressed that it actually does this. You know, props to EA for once. You know, the fact that it does look the sim looks so dumb because it should, because it is dumb. It's a 0 overall team. But let's see what a 99 overall team always losing does. And we have our 99 overall team now, which will be getting the 0-17 treatment. Wonder if they're going to cook up. Didn't change the devs because we've tested it many Maddens now where the devs just do not matter. Maybe it needs another test, though. Maybe we're about to find out that dev does matter. I'm not sure, but either way, all of the starters that will be playing are 99 overall. We also have some 99 overall backups to make sure none of that happens. And yeah, we'll see if the team's going to have a super season but just not win, or if it's going to be similar to that 0-17 or 17-0 0 overall team. But we should see a difference, right? Hopefully. And we are 0-17. Let's see. We'll get a kind of we've seen Geno on the list, actually. Never mind. We don't even need a little bit of a look. The Giants 0-31. But yeah, the scores are a lot higher. We just lost the games. Of course, in this case, it's a little different because the opponent team can score up to 100 and win. Whereas the other side, if the opponent scores 100, we would have had to score at least 101, which is why the scores are all low. But you can see Geno, even with the losses, very good season. 4,000 plus yards, 38 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Rushing wasn't as good, which is a little confusing because the yards per carry were really good. So I don't know if it was just like they simmed less first down, so that means less snaps played, which I think is probably the case. Receiving is really good. Blocking, you should see pretty high. And you know what? I can't tell if that's because we sim lost or not. I have seen 20 sack seasons from even decent players like Charles Cross, so I don't actually know. Sack totals are pretty, expected for a Madden sim, although these are 99 overall, so we probably would have seen 20, maybe 30 sacks for some of these guys. Interceptions were low because, once again, can't really force turnovers, otherwise you'll end up winning the game likely. Kicking was decent, punting was all right, so definitely a lower product for a 99 overall team, but not the same as a 0 overall team going 17-0, right? This team definitely outplayed that other team. It's just that this team obviously couldn't win games, which, lowered their volume, it seems, more than their actual efficiency, if anything. I guess efficiency technically is if you're not getting first downs, but you know what I mean? The yards per carry and stuff like that were all great. I guess we'll take a look at who wins the Super Bowl, but there really wasn't much more to look at there. This one had a little bit less to it than the actual, 0 overall 17-0 team, especially since they didn't, obviously make the playoffs. We ran the Dallas Cowboys offense and defensive schemes again, just to keep the experiment as, static as possible, and the Cowboys do win the Super Bowl. So obviously, still pretty good, just didn't win, obviously, and that, because of the way the sim is structured, didn't get the first downs, and, some of the numbers were a little lower, like rushing and, interceptions, and despite the fact that it looks normal from a regular standpoint, 99 overall players across the board at, like, edge and all that would be putting up, like, 15, 20, 30 sacks a game, as we see that all the time, when we see, like, an X-Factor player that's, like, a 99 overall, like, Micah Parsons or something like that. Look at that freaking numbers. I mean, these are non-90. Well, Micah Parsons probably is, but Lawrence isn't a 99 overall, and their DTs definitely aren't 99 overalls, yet they put up nearly 40 combined. So there's that. And, of course, we do have all of the schemes right and all that. I change all the players around. They just have the outside linebacker tag, which could also play a factor, in fairness, I'm not going to lie, but regardless of the point, it is different, at least. So it's not the same. It's not like both teams just score low, no stats, and they just base it off of, the fact that we're losing, we should have bad stats, or the fact that it's an 0 overall team, but it's winning all the time, that, they should have good stats because they're winning. So it actually reflects based on, the ratings, it seems. I wish it would, in normal play, do that more often, as it still seems like the scheme, the Cowboys proving that all the time, and the Chiefs, is the main factor for deciding how good a team is. We've won a couple of rebuilds and, got a couple of Super Bowl wins with the base raw, playbooks, but a lot of the times we do end up having to switch year 3 or 4 in a rebuild because it's just not happening despite how good the team has gotten. But that is about it. If you guys have any other experiment videos that actually kind of matter, you want to know, a certain thing in the game, it might take a little while to, like, actually test, and you just want to know, I don't know, like, fullback win MVP or something like that. Maybe that's another one we do soon enough, perhaps. Anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, really appreciate your continued support on the channel, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, which will be a little later today,